Hey, good morning. I wanted to spend a few minutes today talking about the idea of recurrence. The concept that things in our lives repeat over and over again. We have a tendency to think of ourselves as living in a linear, straight line of time, and that things only happen once, or that we go through each stage of life and that that's the end. And that may be true in terms of number of years added on to life as our bodies age, but it typically is not true for how we experience our lives. So as we've gone past another Groundhog Day, not the Punxsutawney Phil in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, but the film itself from Harold Ramis and Bill Murray of the repeating over and over, and that there's this recurrence of events in our lives that could end up feeling like the same thing over and over again. It turns out that we experience our lives in these loops of time. It could be a week, a month, a day, a year. It could be the next Groundhog Day. It could be the next Super Bowl. It could be the next birthday or anniversary, or just the next Monday of how did we get through this week so fast, so quickly, and it's time for another one. And that recurrence of events could put us to sleep in kind of a trance if we aren't paying attention. And suddenly the recurrence, the repeating of all of these things goes by without ever noticing it. So the idea of are you paying attention to these loops becomes very important, because there's no the chances of changing how you live reduce the ability to change if you aren't paying attention to these loops. Suddenly you might be having a case of the Mondays again. And how do you get into a mindset of paying attention to be able to change that? So, 4 rules for when you're stuck in a loop. When things don't seem like they're able to change, try these 4 things. Number 1, do something. It could be anything, but do something different on how you approach your Monday going to work, or how you approach the same conversation with your teenager. Number 2, don't stop. We could go through all of the motions in our lives over and over and over again and never change anything, but if we do something different, we have to not stop doing something different. Otherwise, we fall right back into those patterns and habits. Number 3, lose control, but in a good way. What does losing control in a good way look like in these little instances? Monday morning driving to work, it might be driving a different way to work. It might take longer. You might see something you've never seen before, or notice something that had always been there that didn't attract your attention. But losing control in a good way helps to extract ourselves from that loop and to change things. And 4, ask for help. So, it's nearly impossible to do this on our own. We rely on ourselves so much that we get stuck in these tunnels and these loops that we expect things to change and never ask for anyone to help. So, do something. Don't stop. Lose control in a good way, and ask for help. Those 4 things can help to begin to extract us from these recurrences and to change how we live. I'm John Rhoads, and I hope that you're able to find purpose and meaning in your day today.